like this. I like this writing. I fell in love with writing here, actually. Paulo Ferrero. Really? That's not your sister? Really? Paul is the school I happen to fall in love with. I'm not sure. No problem. But she's, I spoke to her like last week. She's one of the authors of the company that I work for. So you are an author. No, you're a publisher. You are a publisher. Yeah. So you can give me the publishing things that I write. It depends on what it is that you have. Oh, it just shorts. So you can charge me that. No, I'm not charging you. There must be some green on Oxman John Reed. Hello, everything was turned. Where are you? We're recording. Leo, can you hear us? Okay, it seems your class actually completely. You're going to call up? Where is Ashley? Ashley's on phone? Where is home? In Kingston. Okay. Yeah, because we only have Kira and Mira as same notions. There is supposed to be somebody in one of the Right. All right, so we're just going to jump into this last thing. It's an activity that you guys need to complete on the philosophy and approaches to teaching writing. And this activity really is coming in the way of us having looked at the nature of writing, right? Having looked at the idea that writing is a process, and now having looked at the notion that there has been some amount of shifts, some paradigm shift in the way writing is approached over a period of time, we're now going to look at your, not mine, but your philosophy and approaches to the teaching of writing. So it really is about how you view writing. So when you look at this question, it says, what are your views? This is your opportunity to share your philosophy or conception of how writing ought to be taught at the secondary level in the Caribbean. So you're going to become a mini theorist. And then what to do in order to, you're going to have, really, I don't want you to become a mini theorist. You're going to come out of views have made an impact on you over the last 2 days. What our views have made an impact on you and have affected the way that you now view writing, or confirms or reaffirms the way you view writing, is really what I want you to explore here, right? So I want you to provide a classroom or a school context. And by this, I mean, like, are we looking at grade 7 mixed abilities students? Is it a co-educational institution? Do we have mostly boys who are underperforming in this? Is it a case of reluctant readers? No, that's not going to reluctant readers. Reluctant learners, full stop, right? Or the school context, like in Jamaica, you have traditional high schools, non-traditional high schools. They have some junior high schools that they're kind of phasing out. The all-age schools certainly they're phasing out. Shift system. So you get to know, define what kind of institution it is. That is if you want to do an institution perspective as opposed to a classroom perspective, right? And then what are some of the writing challenges that you face within this context? So if it is a case of reluctant learners, first of all, they probably will not have the writing material. They don't have no book, no pencil, all right? Or some, yeah, they don't want to write with pen, they want to write with pencil because they can erase it or something like that. Or if you give them the activity, they become disruptive because they don't want to produce the work, or if they do something, it is less than 50% of what you expect. So these are the things I wanted to talk about. And I know you don't teach in the secondary system, but imagine like Andres, you used to also have that experience. You can, a lot of what they do in the primary system sometimes is not very difficult. Yes, yeah. You're good. Alright, so identify the writing challenges that you expect within this context, and then explain how your philosophy or approach to writing will ensure that students participate in and enjoy writing activities. So I don't want you know to give me like the first activity that we did was there was a specific topic, subject, grade level. That's not what I want in this context. I want you to tell me what you think about writing right this minute. How you think about writing is something that you can use within your school context or an imagined school context to get students to perform better than they currently perform at writing. Right? So what if you want to tell me how you're going to look at writing within the discipline or writing across the curriculum? Entirely up to you. So we'll just have to explain part and I mean, well, you're going to tell me the classroom, you're going to describe the classroom system, you're going to identify writing challenges, and then within that context, or you can lump it all together. So it doesn't have to be anything extensive. So, you know what? I don't see why not. Wait, Kira, can you see the PowerPoint? No. No. Why? Why is it paused? Resume share. Can you see it now? All right, I'm going to stop share again and try. Stop share. And then go back to share screen. What about now? Okay, good. So let me go back to the beginning of it so that you can see what was there first. When we think we're recording. I'm gonna say yes. Got that? And then this is what you're doing now. Oh, sorry. That.
There's some concern about the coordinating in the 19th
I don't know, that's what we do. That's our school. That's what it's like. You want to do physically?
Well, we see because sometimes it takes a while.
Other side.
I remember when I last course I went on it twice. The first one was a bit difficult. The second time it was a little quicker, but it was still like 15 to 10 minutes later. And I'm considering, you know, what if I don't get on time?
Okay, I can change it.
I rather come in and do it.
I could change it with the Tuesday right now. It's a good level.
Because Eva, she doesn't.
No, I think it right. Yeah, I think that okay. I think it's sort of
There are challenges.
I was thinking like, oh, you are really working level. But when I was it was just for me.
Anything can happen with the technology. I think that's the last.
No, I think it's because of the medium of delivery.
Yes,
It's why it was determined that you would try to approach.
it's a good approach for us to be technical.
Yeah, because the idea behind this is that you should learning can take place anywhere.
That's true, but that's not the incentive.
Because I think it's sexy. You know, the sexy marking on sexy marking on a lot of their subjects.
I thought someone else was another student, another teacher very
Some subjects. Some subjects. I think they only mark 6 subjects. Like English is marked on mine. Okay, 2017 for script.
So how many schools do you think you want? So how many do they think they're
I don't know. I'm the mark 60.
That was us.
It seems too much like a sweatshop for me.
No, they give me that.
20 cents.
That was the mindset. That was easy.
No, I don't want to tell you online each day.
Yeah, man, they can. Is it that you have to run between a fixed period or let's say X amount of people?
Yeah.
But GCE
is much. Nice. English based.
Yeah, people don't know what it is to us.
PC, they have a kind of they send it to you this
People still do GCE every day.
Some of you
Yeah.
But it is the first part of the master. I don't know that I want to finish the meeting.
Right.
One day. You said the depth and the initial is.
You're a caught. So, you will make the money for this year.
Yeah, man. About 20. At least 30 grand for at least 30 grand. But what do you have? A first degree? Then a first degree?
Yeah, I'm on money for the master's.
Where are the masters?
Human resource management. MBA.
Oh, because it's not.
It's not really dental,
No, man, you must make it too late. You can't have to know the people for this.
Then I think it's educational related, human resource.
it is the one that will be
No, I mean, it's not.
leadership, educational leadership, so that's what takes on the structure.
Oh, I'm also related with that.
Yeah,
What's in the secondary system?
What did I do in this system?
no, man, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
This
No, man, yes.
young one about to be that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And that the case, you just went, that makes sense, no? Sign up for that master. Because you think with this, I could just go that for instead.
No, you really have to go in there.
Oh,
It's not for every
for the same master.
No, because our MPhil is kind of our masters. So if you do the MPhil program, it's understood that you are preparing to be able to operate the PhD.
Oh, so you remember what you used.
This is what this is my linguistics. We're the second person today.
Really?
You don't think I have linguistics?
Huh?
You don't think I have linguistics?
I do, which is just like I always wonder when people tell me that you have linguistics background. What
My
was your
first
time?
degree.
I think they're more prepared to teach English than what they have. So that's why. Right, more prepared to teach.
Yeah, but don't talk to me.
Even as the people talking, then so we're moving. Let's go with non-traditional education. Grade 7. That's cheap.
I didn't tell you how long you had to do this activity.
Yes.
Because it is now 7 minutes to 2.
Right. So right into the low performers, the develop basically is skills. Go over this now. No, I want to do this. First. The process. Right, this process are in the
All right, guys. I think I'm going to ask you to finish this up for next class. Yes. You heard that, Kira? Sorry, Vera? Did you hear I'm asking you to finish this up for next class? And let me tell you why. I want us to talk about just 2 things I want to mention to you. Remember that there is the first draft of your journal, of your first journal entry that you're supposed to be in a position to complete now. Having done these 3 topics, you should be in a position to look at the first draft. So can you work on that for Tuesday? And what I really love is for us to exchange our work, not necessarily on Tuesday itself, but by the end of the day, we'll just agree who's going to email who, right? And do that peer evaluation. So we're practicing what it is that we have been preaching. Right? So I want us to do that peer evaluation. And then at some point, I want you to come to me after it has been evaluated by at least one person. Right? And I hope you're all doing the same philosopher or theorist.
So that something.
Yes. And then for this activity that you're working on now, Again, if you complete it, we can just quickly go through on Tuesday, and then we can pick up with the next topic right afterwards. Because I'm really interested to see what it is that you guys come up with for this.
I hope I can
Right. Yeah. And then let's just quickly recap now what it is that we would have covered today. So in the first activity, really we just try to put into practice some of the principles that we would have covered from the nature of writing. So how would you use writing, the process writing skills that you've been learning about in your own classroom situation or in your own school? And I'm happy to say that I was quite pleased with what you were able to, what you were able to generate, because it shows that, one, you guys have been doing this from before, so even though you perhaps did not know that this is exactly what you're doing, you're using the elements of the process-oriented approach, and two, you see the relevance of it in your own context. And you are also able to discuss each other's work. In terms of the paradigm shifts in writing, so we would have discussed the shifts that have taken place within the last few decades, and what we're able to determine, it comes some of the things that we're able to determine about the paradigm shifts. Anybody?
That does move from product to
process.
Product to process.
All right.
Process.
So Vernon, you're in case you didn't hear, Vernon said that it has moved, writing has moved, or the conception of writing has moved from product-oriented to process-oriented. Anything else? Scaffolding is a part of the process of writing. All right. Anything else? There are several benefits to taking a process-driven approach. You can't tell me none. You can't tell me how it benefits the students, can you?
It benefits them in terms of they get to put themselves in the top.
All right, so they become, you can see elements of their creativity coming out. Something else is that they begin to own the work, and therefore they're more likely to continue to try to exceed expectations and to aim for greater things. Anything you want to add to that, Leo? Because there are a few more. No? Too close to 3 o'clock? All right.
That's the one I remembered actually.
Oh, those are the only ones you remember.
The Lena is taking an active role, yes.
Yeah. All right. We were able to discuss how the writing has impacted, how the shifts have impacted writing at the secondary level in the Caribbean. So we know what's happening within our own countries to some extent, and we're able to determine that there are further changes that are currently occurring. Right? So this activity now was where you would have applied elements of the process-driven approach to a writing. To a writing activity and discipline. So yeah, the secondary level, is this it?
No, that's the one.
That's the one that we did before. Okay, yeah. And then this activity, this one, philosophy and approaches to the teaching of writing, this is what you would have been doing now. So I want you to share this idea, share your views. You would have presented this in class. No, this is the one that you just started working on. Yes. This is it. The philosophy and approaches to teaching writing. So prepare presentations for personal philosophy. That's what you're doing now. Just like I gave you a context before. I told you to select a grade level or a school context, and I asked you to look at the challenges and then to give us what your philosophy is. And then I'm going to email these to you. All right. So I would have wanted you to look at these. I would have hoped that these were things that came out in your presentation anyway. Right. So I didn't bother to put the information there. But are you comfortable so far with this idea that writing is deliberate? Writing is a process. It is something that can be taught to students, and that if we approach it properly, then no matter what subject area we're teaching, students can actually generate good work. It might require a great deal of effort, but it can be done. Are we comfortable with that? If there are any questions, let me know.
I just think it's something that must be taught.
It's something that must be
taught to students. certain other.
Oh, something that must be taught to school. Okay, so we need to make it. Like in this, we teach like grammar. Sometimes we isolate grammar, we isolate writing. Okay. Leo? Nothing? Okay. Yeah, it's too close to 0 now. Yeah, it's two actually, it's 0, 2 for you. All right, so when we meet on Tuesday next, you're going to have the first draft of your first journal entry ready. And we're going to be looking now at the teaching of grammar. Yay, Mira! So, yeah, so we're looking at the teaching of grammar at the secondary level and how that is approached and how the parents need to adjust the way we teach it. All right, so have a great weekend, guys. Take care of yourselves.
Okay, just before you leave, where do I get the views on the other writers like Britain and whatnot on Arville? RVLE?
There should yeah, you should have some handouts from other courses. 1, 2, you probably can find it at the, isn't there a library, like some resources at the center in St. Lucia?
Yeah, well, I'm not going up there anytime soon.
Oh, Lima, you remember Aisha sent us some information on Britain writing, the up, down, up, whatever.
Oh, in the first course?
Yes.
Okay, all right. So any of
that's one option, but the other option too is to go online.
Right.
Because a lot of people are now online at the different document library sources. Yeah.
Okay. So what? But I'm saying these theorists, these philosophers, these guys write so much stuff. What do I select to read?
Oh well, look at on the first slide where it tells you what year. It tells you, because right now I don't have the exact course list with me, but I sent you the course outline with a reading list.
Okay, all right.
I'm going to give you that information. But when you look at the first slide that we had done in class on Tuesday, you will see here and the general gist. So that will give you an idea of what it is which paper you're supposed to be reading.
Okay, all right. Thank you.
All right, no problem.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Bye, Lira. Okay.